All right. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Get Ellievated with Ellie Talks Money. I am so excited to welcome you all back. Thank y'all for always tuning into the show, staying consistent. I know you guys are learning so much. So as you all know, on Get Ellievated, I talk to existing entrepreneurs as well as aspiring entrepreneurs to understand what business owners can do better in order to scale their businesses. So today's episode, I have a super special guest, a very beautiful lady who is just so amazing in business, and I can't wait for her to talk to you all about how she got to where she is right now and what you guys can do if you would want to start a business similar to hers. So we'll be right back and you get to meet her. See you soon. Listen, everything you need to change your life is already within you. You need to believe that. It has to work or it has to work. You got this. Scale your business, make more money, create your best life, and let's get Ellievated. Welcome to the podcast. All right, y'all, welcome back to Get Ellievated with Ellie Talks Money. And if you haven't already, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel and the podcast, and make sure you comment below so I can keep bringing you guys amazing value. So today's guest, child, this lady is just so bomb, okay, and so special. I'm gonna let her introduce you, but let me introduce herself. Let me first tell you what I think of her. She is such an inspirational businesswoman. She's a mother as well and has just accomplished so much in, I think, a short period of time. So when I first started my business, I followed her and I'm like, this is dope, you know. I hope one day I get to do brand partnerships like her. So, Tanya, introduce yourself. Let them know who you are.
Thank you. You know, and listening to you do the intro, I was like, oh, she's ready. She's ready for her brand partnerships. So my name is Tonya Rapley. I am a certified financial education instructor. I'm the founder of Fab Finance. So at Fab Finance, we help women make better decisions when it comes to their money. But outside of that, I'm really passionate about helping women tap into their power and live life on their own terms. But at Fab Finance, I've been blessed to accomplish so much. I'm a best-selling author.
Yes.
I have my book is called The Money Manual. And I have a show executive produced by Ashton Kutcher called Going From Broke. Ooh. That is on Crackle.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is this new?
No, we're actually about to do another season.
Wow.
So we're going into season 3.
I'm so
yes. So I have Going From Broke, and then I've done brand partnerships.
Yes, this woman is queen of a brand partnership.
Definitely done over 1 million plus, probably almost 2 million in brand partnerships over the course of my career. And so I'm a spokesperson, paid spokesperson. But I mean, I get to do what I love and I get paid to be myself. Yeah. That's what I say. Like, I literally get paid to be myself and talk about money and help women make better decisions, not just with money, but life. So that's a little about me.
I love that. I mean, just to have this long resume and be, I think, an example of good money management for women, like, that's amazing. So last year, I know you made your first million in 1 year.
1 year.
In 1 year, woo, which is amazing. So how did that feel, you know, accomplishing that after sowing seeds for however many years you've been doing this?
You know, I'm glad that you said sowing seeds because, you know, I think that when I got started, people were just trying to, we were trying to crack 6 figures. You know, we were just like, okay, we left our job. Let's just try to make more than we made when we worked for someone else and crack 6 figures. And I see people like Ellie come around. I'm like, wait, she started 11 months ago and she hit wait, what? Okay, all right. Like, Tanya, get it together. And I think that for quite a bit of time, I felt intimidated by that number. And I come from a nonprofit background. So I worked in nonprofit before I started my site and became an entrepreneur. And almost this guilt, like, you don't need that much money to help people. You don't need that much money. And it's like, it's not about need.
Yeah.
It's about, you know, what it allows me to do, what it allows my son to do, the people that that I can hire because of it. It's so much bigger than myself. But that year, it took a lot out of me. Yes, girl, it taught me a lot about how I like to operate in business and how I don't. But it also showed me that when you say you want to do something, you do it. You get it done.
Yeah. And without any hesitation, without any excuse. So what is that like, going from multiple 6 figures to 7 figures in 1 year and do people need to have a team? Did you have to implement new systems? What did that look like?
I firmly believe that it's going to be challenging to scale to 7 figures if you don't have a system, systems set up. If you don't have ways and processes to do things, because I got to 6 figures. I'm a Gemini, y'all. So I got to 6 figures. And I was just like, we releasing this. I felt like it. I dropped it and everything else. And it wasn't really a strategy. There wasn't a funnel.
Yeah.
And there wasn't there wasn't enough structure around my business initially. So I think that what usually prevents people from going from 6 to 7 figures is not having structure, not having processes in place, so that a team can step in and help you scale your vision. At the end of the day, it's about scaling the vision and having people who can help you do that, because even having a team, I was exhausted. And it really called out a lot of my weaknesses as a leader and required me to ask myself, okay, girl, what are you not delegating that you probably should be removing yourself from?
Yeah.
And had I not brought in people who could help me with strategy in my business, I probably would not have hit my 7-figure mark.
Wow.
Because I needed that strategy.
Yeah. And that takes a lot of humility, I think, to go from you're already making money, you're already doing well, to say, you know what, maybe there's something I'm missing.
Yeah.
Let me bring in someone else, And I know even for me as a business owner, getting to that point of saying, you know what, maybe I don't know how to do everything on my own, and maybe I shouldn't be trying to do everything.
It's the try. It's the try. Like, maybe just because I can doesn't mean I should. Yeah. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's a money management tip too. But even in business, you can run the cameras.
Yeah.
And you can edit this footage. And you can also teach the workshop. And you can design the flyer. And you can manage the social media account. But should you be doing all those things?
Yeah. Because then if you go down, the whole ship does too.
It does. And what happens when, I remember I was in labor with my son. And a piece of content needed to go up on social media. And I was literally having contractions posting to Instagram for a brand partner. And it was like, something has to change, girl. Like, when you bring this baby home, don't do the same things you were doing. Like, it had to change. But we often feel like we're the only ones who can do things in our business. And it's like, businesses were around before you.
Yep.
There are businesses larger than your vision that have employees.
Yes.
Most of us worked for businesses that had employees, and we didn't break it.
Yeah.
We didn't break it.
It's still standing probably right now, even though we're not there.
Like, scale the vision.
Wow, that is so, so powerful. In contractions, posting.
Girl.
It must be done for
my
the brand
agent
partnership.
was like, wait a minute. So you were in labor when you posted that? It's like, committed.
Oh my god.
Checks gotta cash when we get home.
Listen, because this baby needs diapers, child. So why finance? I mean, you could have done anything in the world. You could have been a model. You're so pretty.
Thank you.
What about finance made you feel connected and made you know that this is what you had to do?
I always say, like, finance chose me. Like, I didn't want to do this. Like,
yeah.
When I thought about what I wanted to be when I grew up, nothing about finance. I actually moved from Charlotte, North Carolina, where I'm from, because I was like, Mom, if I don't leave, I'm going to get stuck with a bank job. And look at me now, working with banks. But finance, it was because I needed to take control of my finances. Like, I was my own first student, and I realized that there weren't people talking about money in a way that related to me. That's why I didn't really take advantage of, like, the money management tips out there and everything. There was Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman, and I want to be like them.
No.
I was like, no.
This is not my story.
Dave does not look like he has an enjoyable life. Susie, I don't want to be her. That's why my brand is called My Fab Finance.
Yeah.
Because it's about being fabulous while being financially savvy. And so I just decided to start a blog. I was like, I'm going to start this blog and see how it goes. And then I wanted to go on vacation. And my boss gave me the hardest time about taking vacation. Like, and then had the nerve to tell me that I had 7 days vacation, Ellie.
Yeah.
Had the nerve to tell me, well, you're lucky to have that. I was like, to get 7 days out of a year? Girl. So at that point, I was on vacation. I was like, I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah, we not.
People get paid to blog. I'm going to figure it out. And it's going to be my finance blog. It's going to be my little finance blog.
There we go.
And 2 years later, I went full time with that little finance blog. Yeah. So finance chose me, and I'm so thankful that I get to, there's a new wave of financial literacy experts, and there's a new wave of people talking about finance. And sometimes people are like, oh, you're an OG in personal finance. I feel like I was able to bring myself to the table talking about money and made it okay for other people who liked money and might have been more of a money nerd than I was.
Right.
Be like, okay, I can actually be myself and talk about money. Like, I don't have to wear a suit, or I don't have to be this conservative, posh person talking about money.
Yeah.
I can have a little edge to me.
You can have a little edge. You can make it fun. You can make it relatable. And you can be a black woman.
You can be a black woman, like, who didn't go to Harvard.
Yeah.
Who didn't work for the banks.
Yeah.
And still educate people about their finances.
I love that. And you know what? Black women need that so much because there's really not a roadmap, especially if our parents don't know about financial literacy and credit or anything. We're just kind of figuring it out. I mean, in your case, did your parents know a lot about finance? She's like, no. She said, girl.
I always feel bad because I don't want to air my parents out. Of course. My mom, they made good financial decisions. Yes. They were in the military. But they didn't have to because they were in the military. Yeah. So for me, I knew about credit. Right. I knew about credit, but I didn't know about saving. I didn't know about investing. Yeah. And my savings went as far as like, okay, well, you want to buy that, so you need to save the money to buy it. It wasn't for a rainy day, or it wasn't just to have money or not to spend everything you made. Yeah. And I also inherited my parents. I feel like my dad likes toys. Oh, God. My mom likes cars and clothes. I got all those things. Sheesh. Like, all of them. With no financial roadmap. So I had to figure it out. And then I moved to one of the most expensive cities, New York City. Yeah. So for me, it was the absence of having the roadmap, but then also putting myself in a tougher environment where now working with people, I also understand, like, not making enough money is not making enough money. Yeah. If you are in Texarkana, Texas, you ain't making enough money. You ain't making enough money. Child. But anting it up by moving to a city like New York. Yes. Where you going to pay $2,000 for a closet.
For a closet with a toilet.
A closet with a toilet. I remember I was like, I got to go.
This is not fabulous or financial.
I gotta go because my money just keeps growing, but my environment is not changing. It's time for me to go. But no, my parents didn't. And what is fun is I get to teach them about finance. Yeah. My mom loves telling people, hey, I was talking to so-and-so and her credit score. Can you hop on the phone with her? Mom, I don't do that anymore.
Thank you.
I don't do one-on-one credit repair
Not
anymore. Or my dad took my friend, Terry, he took her investing challenge and talking to him about taking his first trade. And so cool. helping my dad become more entrepreneurial. Yeah. I think that's the beauty of what my Fab Finance has taught me. It's about entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and really paving that way. Yeah. That's so amazing. So you guys, we're going to take a quick break. As soon as we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the financial tips you can start implementing in your life to become a better business owner and just overall have some money, okay? Because we want to be able to live our best life, right?
We like money.
See you in a second. Hey, future millionaires. Thank you so much for tuning into Get Ellievated, my live coaching and podcast show. I absolutely love sharing this value with you, and I want to make sure that you're tapped in to all the other resources I provide for you here on the channel, as well as in my academy, Ellievatedacademy.com. You guys know that I'm so passionate about helping you start and scale your businesses online, build business credit, get access to funding, and just overall creating multiple income streams. So I want to make sure that you are tapped into my Wealth Masterclass. You can get the link to that down below or by going to Ellievatedacademy.com and enroll ASAP. I'll see you guys in the Masterclass. Bye. All right, y'all, welcome back. So we've been having such a great conversation about money, Tanya's story. So I want to ask you, for my audience that's listening, a lot of them are new business owners. Maybe they just started a couple years ago. What are the top 3 financial lessons you've learned that could help them?
Woo! I would say the first one is don't be afraid to invest in your business. And so that's a 2-part answer. Don't be afraid to invest in your business and know what a true investment is in your business. Because it's very easy to be like, I'm just going to buy this. This is going to help me grow. I'm going to buy this. This is going to help me grow. But it's also easy to get into a place where I don't know if I'm going to have enough money to do these things. I don't know if I'm going to have enough money to take this class or to learn from this person who could give me the shortcut or to buy this, buy this equipment that's going to help me become more efficient or self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And make those investments, but then also have an understanding of how you want to get a return on those investments. Because it's so easy to go from like course to course to course.
Yes.
It's so easy to go from thing to thing to thing.
Buying.
Without like ensuring that they're bringing money back into your business. So I would say that is the first thing. The second tip is, even if you can't get an accountant, don't negate talking to an accountant. Maybe you can't afford to have one on retainer every single month. I didn't do that until last year.
Yeah.
But I had someone I could call and ask questions and helped ensure that I was filing my paperwork properly and that I was in compliance. Because as a business owner, I don't know, for me, like, you just want to make sure you are operating with as much, in compliance as far as state laws and everything else, like IRS.
Ooh, child.
Because nothing can do damage to your business more than the IRS. We're like, actually, she's not who she says she is because she's not paying her taxes. So
Lord, we don't like that. We don't like that.
You need an accountant. You need someone who can give you the ins and outs, and like just someone you can call and ask questions of.
Yeah.
And then the third, have a business savings account. Have a business savings account. And I have my business savings account is my most inconvenient savings account. That account is with a bank here in LA, actually. Wow. They don't have any physical branches where I live in Atlanta. When I opened it, they didn't have physical branches in New York. And what's so funny is even after I moved here, I never stepped foot into the physical branch because I was so used to like, nah, we don't go in there. Like, that's the inconvenient savings account. We don't touch that money. But I have that there because that gives you more peace of mind when you want to bring in team members.
True.
When you want to hire people, because I think one of the fears, people are like, well, what if I can't pay them? What if we have a slow month? That's why you have that savings. That's why you have the money in savings. So when you get those large lump sums of money, put some away. Like, go ahead and put some away into that savings account and really focus on building your business savings. Your business savings is not your personal savings. So as an entrepreneur, it's important to have that business savings account, but also your personal savings.
Yeah.
Personal savings is for household things.
Yes.
You should not be paying, unless your mortgage is in your business name, your mortgage should be being paid out of like your personal account.
Correct.
Not your business bank account.
Yes.
You should be putting money into
because IRS don't like that, child.
No, you got to separate it. And if you ever want to sell, that's the thing. Like, if you ever want to sell your business, you want to make sure you have clean records. And so you don't want to commingle stuff. And I know it can be hard, y'all. I know it can be hard. So baby steps, one step at a time. But okay, I'm not going to pay for my nails out of my business bank account. I'm not going to pay for, my clothes. I'm not going to go to, like, for me, Zara. Like, I'm not going to Zara out of the business bank account.
I'd be like, should I just swipe it?
Who's
going to know?
It's a business expense.
Right? Because I got to look good for my business.
Now, my hair and my makeup
yes.
comes out of my business account because that's all part of my image.
Agreed.
But it is just important to keep that separation.
Yeah, to keep it clean. Now, how can someone start kind of building personal savings and just a good personal money habit if maybe they're self-employed and that money only comes from the business?
As soon as you get paid, put it aside. Like, don't even wait.
Discipline.
Don't even wait. As soon as you get paid, put something aside. Just put something aside.
Yeah.
One of the things that helped me out initially was anything that came through PayPal, I would put into my savings account. So if a lot of times we have money coming from different places.
Yeah.
So one thing that gave me the discipline initially, and even still I'll do, is like, okay, PayPal's not this is another thing. Simplify, and I'm not an accountant, but simplify how you get your money.
Yes.
Like for me, no, you can't pay me Cash App.
Please.
No, you can't pay me Zelle. You pay me with PayPal, you pay me with Stripe,
yes,
and you pay me ACH. Like, those are the three ways you can pay me. And so for me, if I get PayPal income coming in, a lot of times I'll just put that in there. So I earmark certain accounts for certain purposes.
Got it.
Or like the Stripe funds, usually that goes into our bank account.
Yeah.
But maybe choose PayPal.
Yeah.
And put your PayPal expenses into that savings account.
I think that's a good thing too. That way it's more predictable.
Yeah.
Because you want to be focused on growing the business, not trying to earmark transactions. Yeah. So that's another thing I want to ask, for business owners that are starting something and maybe it's slower to take off. Maybe it's slower to just start making money. How did you, if you went through that, stay focused, stay consistent, and stay faithful that it would come to fruition?
Ooh, there were so many times where I feel like I wanted to quit.
Yeah.
And it really comes to your village. It really boils down to your village. So my sister, I remember one time I wanted to quit. We were in Atlantic City. She was spending money. I had a job and my Fab Finance, and I couldn't buy it. Like I couldn't spend any money because all the money was going back into my business. Yeah. I was investing in my business.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, I'm just tired.
I want to live my best
life. I'm
life.
just tired of I just want to go to brunch. Like, I'm just tired of investing in this thing that's not paying me back.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go to like natural hair brunches. Ain't nobody checking for finance. Like, I don't want to do this no more. And she's like, you can't quit. Like, you can't quit. And she saw the vision. And so it's important that we have people that see the vision when we want to give up on the vision. Because there will be moments you want to give up. And I think also having those entrepreneurial friends that you can reach out to. For me, it was also important having people I could be honest with. Because as a leader, and maybe in your space or of your movement, you feel like you have to have it all together. And it's like, who can you be vulnerable with? That's just going to be like, girl, I know. Like, I remember when I got started, I had more credit card debt from my Fab Finance than I would have preferred. And I was like, but I'm a financial educator. I have credit card debt in the business. And one of my good friends, he was like, but it's business credit card debt. He was like, boo, you ain't go to like Saint Tropez.
Exactly.
And like Christian Dior and run it up.
Right.
You invested in your business. And like having someone put that in perspective, he's like, you're going to pay that off. And I did. But it was being able to be transparent with someone about these are the struggles I have right now. So you need people who you can be transparent with about your struggles.
Yeah.
And people who you know operate with integrity, that you're not going to hear about it on the blog. It's not going to be on Lipstick Alley. It's not going to be in somebody's YouTube or Shade Room or whatever. It's not going to be to talk at a conference because they operate with integrity and they're going to hold your information close to you.
Yeah.
But those were the things that helped me in the moments where I wanted to give up or like where I wasn't giving myself grace.
Yeah. I love that. And I think that's so key because, as you know, this path is a little lonely. Entrepreneurship, especially quitting our jobs and just believing in something that we can't see yet. A lot of people might not say it to us, but they might think we're crazy.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely.
For sure.
And sometimes I'll be like, girl, you are crazy.
Well, I'm crazy too for trying to do this thing that doesn't exist. And like, that I don't know if it'll work.
Made something out of thin air.
Yeah.
Like, and just put your eggs in that basket. Like, entrepreneurs, there are levels, you know, there's levels to loopiness. Like, there's levels to it, Ellie. I would say we're on the lower end of the spectrum.
Yes.
And that's not saying, you know, you think about Elon Musk. He is brilliant. Yeah. Man is.
Wow. Above.
He, you know.
Another level.
I don't want them problems in my life.
I know.
But he's brilliant. And, you know, for any entrepreneur, you have to be different than the people around you.
And bold.
Because, because you're giving up the known for the unknown.
Yeah. And
you're willing to make a life on it.
Yeah.
Which is, we get rewarded, though.
We do. You know, so you guys listening, like, that's the biggest reward. It may not look like it makes sense right now. And it might not make sense for a little while, especially if you're spending more than you're getting. But it will come together. So my last question for you would be, if you were sitting in front of God right now and you could ask him for any one thing and he would say yes, what would you ask for?
Ooh, I always ask her this, and it's the discipline to make my ultimate life vision come to fruition. It's the discipline. Yeah.
And I might have to use that one in my prayer tonight.
That comes down to my diet. And how I eat and how like I take care of my body, the discipline and what I bring into my mental, the discipline and how I apply myself to work, the discipline in which I establish and maintain boundaries in my relationships. Like, that's all discipline.
Yeah.
So the discipline to make my ultimate life vision come to fruition.
That is so needed, you know? It's so needed because we can wish for something and pray for it and hope for it, but the discipline to be able to execute on it, and then I think, you know, to stay consistent with it too. You know?
Yeah, because consistency is not my favorite thing.
Consistency, child, it's a muscle, and some days mine is weak. It's flabby.
Oh my gosh, Ellie, you're so it's hard for me to believe that Ellie is not consistent.
No,
she's the woman who I look and I'm just like, girl, get up. You see, Ellie done posted 4 times already, and you haven't done anything today.
Oh my gosh, you know, but that's so funny because I think that goes to show how we're our own. I don't see it, right? But someone else might see it. And thank you, because I need that.
I see you. Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Because some days I'm like, it's not enough, girl. We need to go harder. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Trust me. Yes.
Ooh. And this is a lesson in giving ourselves grace.
Yeah.
You know, it's giving ourselves the ability. And I think that last week, one of the things I had to do was I had to really tap into gratitude. And I really, because then I was like, why aren't these things shaking the way they should be shaking? They weren't they're not shaking how they were last year.
Right.
And
What's
it was,
going on?
I really was. And it was like, it's like, because you need to ground in gratitude and grace. Give yourself some grace. You're going through some things right now.
Yeah.
And you have everything you need and more. Like, just reflect on that. Just sit in that. And I promise you, like, when I sat there, like, things just started unlocking. So give yourself grace and gratitude. Like,
I needed that.
Yeah.
Because you're right. It is so easy to compare. Well, it used to do like this, and now it's not happening like that. It's not happening as fast. Or someone else is...
Yeah.
And it's like...
Everything in divine time.
Everything in divine time. And truly, where we are now is a prayer that we used to pray. You know? And that's something I thought about. Like, even though I want so much more, 2 years ago, you know, dealing with the divorce and everything, I would have been praying for this version of
Right.
Ellie.
If you could see, be like, just put me in there.
Just
put me in, like, that space. Fill me in, Lord.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And
we'd be like, okay, fill me in over there.
Actually, now, you know, over there, right?
Put me on the hill.
You know,
put me in the hills
that.
right now.
Somewhere in France. Well, let everyone know how they can find you. How can they get involved in My Fab Finance and connect with you?
Yeah. So, I mean, as a financial educator, one of the things that just because you're good at your businesses and your business finance doesn't mean that you're good at your personal finances.
True.
And as Ellie, you know, Ellie talks a lot about business credit, and sometimes you do need your own personal credit or just better money management when it comes to your personal spending. So you can go to yourmoneypersona.com, which is a quiz that we developed to help you figure out what your money persona is. And then we give you tips based on where you are. Like, you should be focusing on this, or you should be focusing on that. Or, you know what, girl, you know what you're doing. Here's tools to help you grow even further. So that's yourmoneypersona.com. It's hosted on myfabfinance.com, but it's a good introduction to how we talk to people and how we communicate with our audience. But if you're interested in me as an entrepreneur, a mom, a single mom now, and I'm just navigating that and stepping into my power, it's TonyaRapley.com or Tanya.Rapley, Tanya with an O, not an A.
With an O, child.
An O.
I love that. So you guys, make sure you go to yourmoneypersona.com. I'm going to go take the quiz. Actually, I love that. I didn't know you had that.
It's new. We just rolled it out.
See? And I'm thinking, like, this is so great. It makes it accessible. It's a great lead magnet. Amazing. So make sure you guys go and do that. It's so important for you guys as entrepreneurs to be able to identify your strengths and maybe your weaknesses when it comes to finance. And that's actually the best way to move forward. So you guys, I'm so glad you were here for another episode of Get Ellievated. This was so great. I want you to comment below your biggest takeaways from the show today and let me know who you would like to see next. We'll see you soon. Bye. So if you want to be on the next episode of Get Ellievated, or if you want to be in touch with me and the team, then you can email podcast@getellievated.com or find me on Instagram and email me at hello@ellietalksmoney.com. Either way, we cannot wait to have you on the show and have you apply to be a guest for a part of the live business coaching. I'll see you guys soon.